Verizon had acquired Dear Basketball, and they said, Kobe wants to win an Oscar. Can you please talk to him? And so I was brought in, and I was like, all right, well, this is what we got to do. Right? This is the path. My thing is.
Can you break that down for us a little bit? Like what the path would be?
So I methodically, my path that I do with anything is I take a look, whether it's Kobe or Dear Basketball or LA, I'm like, let's take a look at the entire landscape. We do not rest a judgment on anything, right? Like, I want to understand every nuance, every nook, every cranny, everything that could possibly move this. And so I did that with this animated short.
You also did that when you were an intern, which is probably what got you the job.
Right.
Yeah, it turns out that I might be broken in my head mentally, but it helps in life. But this ability to dissect, because, by the way, I believe, this is a side note on this, but this informs the whole thing, which is I believe every choice you make can matter, right? And when I was super poor, and I had to stand in front of this open air deli at the Walmart, and all of these po' boys, which are not the lovely po' boys from New Orleans, they were like white hoagies with turkey meat and a packet of
like Wonder Bread.
Packet of mayonnaise and mustard in there. They were all priced the same, but some of them had more meat than other ones, right? So you had to like go through and look and see which one had more meat because you get more value for your money, and that meant that I could split the sandwich in half. And I could have half for lunch today and half for lunch the day after, right? Like that small decision of where that $2.50 went mattered. I bring that same philosophy to everything that I do, which is I don't obsess over it, but I'm informed about it. And so in the case of Kobe, it was like, okay, it's this branch, it's this process. So it's the animated and short film live action shorts branch,
right?
Which is weird because it used to be the shorts branch. It used to be live action shorts and animated shorts. And then they created animated feature and they tossed a whole bunch of extra animators in there. This is the composition of the branch. This is the message that they would want to respond to. This is the message that matches where Kobe is. This needs to not be an egotistical play, which was a really hard because it was a 4.5 minute short about Kobe Bryant, and it was his love letter goodbye to basketball. Here's the brand equity we have for these people are based in LA and love Kobe Bryant. How do we leverage that brand equity? How do we get through the three processes? Because you've got to get shortlisted, then you've got to get nominated, and then you have to shift your audience to the full academy for a win. And then, so how do you reach these people? How do you engage them where they live their lives? Because you've got to stop asking, what message do I want to put out in the world? And you've got to start asking, what message are people ready to receive and where are they, right, in receiving it? Mm-hmm. And so then we designed that campaign. Then Me Too broke, and it was like, all right, here's all of the layers that go in. But I didn't sit around when Me Too broke and said, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like I had a colleague who was like, you need to get him to go on national television and address this directly. And it was, no, I don't. I don't need to hyper react to anything.
You didn't set up an Oprah interview?
Yeah. They wanted Robin Roberts. And I was like, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah. I was like, we're good. And, you know, I have the counterculture opinion. I don't think that recent interview was a good interview. I don't think it was, I think it did what it did what everyone in that interview wanted it to do. Right. That doesn't mean it was a good interview. Right. But you know, and then we methodically went down that path with it was me and Molly Carter, who ran Kobe Inc., who is one of the smartest, most brilliant women in the world. And the two of us were lockstep every step of the way on every choice that we made. And we followed our path, the same path that we laid out 9 months before. But because we had taken into account every eventuality of who needed to see it, what they were going to think, how it was going to happen, we were prepared for whatever happened. And it was a close race. And I believe that short deserved to win, and it won. But, you know, Garden Party almost beat us, right? So, you know, things happen.
Yeah. So on a campaign like that, what's your team like? Like how many? I know you said Kobe Inc. and you, but
yeah. So I mean, I am never alone. I have a huge, incredible supportive staff. You know, now I'm chief strategy officer of an agency that has hundreds of employees. My team at that time, I had dozens of employees. So I've got social experts, I've got digital experts, I've got paid media folks, I've got creative. So all of those team members made everything happen, right? Like I'm the guy who has like the wild and crazy idea, but you do not want me to execute it, right? Like you get like, it would be like having me change the oil in my car. Like something's going to blow up. Like it's not going to work. Like I'm like,
he sounds like me.
Every organization needs a mad scientist, but you just got to have people that keep you from walking off the ledge.
Yeah, 100%. And I have the most incredible people around me in my personal life, in my professional life, in every aspect of my professional life. I love them to death. I would not be able to do what I do without all of them. I push them forward in everything that they do. They deserve all the credit in the world. Every mentor I've ever had. So I had a full team of digital, social, research, analytics, like people from every stretch of this. Like I had an army working on every aspect of this. It was my job to stay out of the weeds and stay looking at the big picture so that we didn't lose sight of where we were going. You don't want to get caught looking down the field at the next game, so to speak, right?
In an Oscar campaign or a Golden Globe campaign, how for an individual like Kobe or an actor and actress like a Jennifer Lawrence when she's going up for Silver Linings Playbook involved in a campaign for an Oscar or a Golden Globe?
Yeah, so it depends on a person-to-person basis, how much they want to be. Some people are like, just tell me where to go and what to show up. Kobe was intimately involved. He was a well-informed individual. Yeah. So it was a lot of intimate conversations about what to do, where to go. But he was also somebody who trusted. He was like, I trust that you're an expert, right? Like, I don't go to the doctor and tell them where to cut and how to treat. And I don't tell my hairstylist, like, how to cut my hair. That would look like a weed whacker. Yeah, it's super fun to be a doctor in that position.